Three unqualified morons with microphones. This is the previously recorded podcast. All right, welcome to Previously Recorded. I am your host, RP Walsh, as always. And this episode of Previously Recorded is brought to you by Totally Tees. For all your t-shirt need, contact Jack at Totally Tees. And right now they're offering some really cool deals. Some March Madness t-shirts, whatever you want. I don't know. Look it up. Ask them. It's cool. So today's episode of Previously Recorded is a super special one. It is our very first Harry Potter episode. And for this episode, I have Shane and Bob with me, as always, and with a special celebrity guest, Shanks. Shanks, welcome to the Previously Recorded podcast.
Oh, thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Not much a celebrity, but I'll take the...
Yeah, but you're one of my friends who knows Harry Potter the most, so I'm cool with that.
Celebrity status.
Celebrity.
Am I the only guy that still has a mic cover in front of me?
Yeah.
No, I want man.
All right, so I think it would be cool to start this episode off with introducing each host with their Hogwarts house as well as their Patronus. So I'll go first.
We're not worried about wands.
No, because I don't know.
I don't even know what
Put your wand away.
Mine's
Bob.
a 12.5 inch.
It's 10. Mine's
Well,
10,
I'm not trying to brag.
mine's 10 inches, but it gets the job done.
Yeah. So my house is Gryffindor, obviously. And my Patronus, for whatever reason, is a ragdoll cat.
Because it fits your personality. That's what the Patronus is there for.
What's my personality then?
You're
It's
a pussy.
That's a layup.
All right, first mute of the night.
No, you're I got nothing. It changes better.
Yeah, that's fine. Fuck you guys. All right, Shanks, your house and your Patronus.
So I've done it twice, thinking that the first one, it must have been a mistake. I was Hufflepuff. I was like, there can't be.
You suck.
I was like, I gotta be in Slytherin, right? No. And then I ended up in...
Slytherin!
So then I ended up in Hufflepuff again, and my Patronus is a beagle.
But watch out for Shanks, because he will be
beagle.
slithering in your DMs.
Slithering that Ravenclaw.
It's so dirty.
This podcast is canceled.
Yeah. Let's just slither in
All right,
your
Shane.
Hufflepuff real fast.
You're up.
Hufflepuff also. And Patronus is a wolf.
Yeah, I only have... you
That
only have the
suits you.
coolest...
I'm basically a Stark, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your Patronus
It's a
again?
beagle.
A beagle?
A beagle.
Well, if it's a dog fight,
It's not even one of the cool dogs.
it's oh,
Roll
neither's
with
mine.
an annoying-ass
I'm
bark.
a Gryffindor, and my Patronus is a West Highland Terrier. Literally a dog that I think people put in their purses. So that comes up and scares all the Dementors off.
All right, Bobby. What do you got?
I literally just said it.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Thanks for paying attention to your guests.
All right, so I figured we'd start off with what kind of drew you to the Harry Potter series? Is it the books, the movies, the games, what have you? So, Shanks, let's go with you first. What do you think? What drove you to this amazing series?
So I've read the book when it came out, the first one when it first came out, and then I was like, wow, I don't like reading. And then I stopped. And then the movies came out, and I was like, oh, okay. So, like, because I've read it somewhat, it was cool to see it come on the screen, and that brought me back. I got all the books again for Christmas, and I read them all basically in, like, a week, whatever was there. And that's it. That's basically what got me
that's a
hooked back on
start.
just seeing it
So
visually.
you were book first, and then
It
the
was,
movie
I
brought you
think,
back?
half book first.
I think
kinda.
Shanks and I were a little bit older, so for us it was book first because books
We're
came
going
out.
to-
Like we were like old enough to know what was going on when they came out. Like for me, I read the first 3, probably same situation as him, for school because I was supposed to like read in 5th grade, like read as many words as I could, and like one of those like things. So I read the first 3, and the 4th one wasn't even out yet. And then sixth grade or 7th grade for us, the Sorcerer's
Movie,
Stone came out,
2001.
and it was like a big enough deal that like we went with school to watch the Sorcerer's
Oh, that's
Stone.
awesome.
Yeah.
So you guys had the books before you had the movies. So tell me how
For the-
you
the
pronounced
first few.
Hermione for the longest
She
time.
was Hermione for me.
Yeah. About you, Shane?
Yeah,
I remember.
Hermione.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I can barely read as it is, so I probably wasn't even close. I probably like made her
Yeah,
Spanish for some reason.
Shanks struggled with Ron for a while.
I'm like, who's Ronan?
Ron Weasley. What a name.
He's French.
Harry Pooper.
All right, Shane. And what drew you to the series?
I was late to the series. I didn't even watch the movies until high school. And then I wasn't a big reader until recently. And you actually convinced me to get the books.
I was going to say, and then I came along and convinced him they were the best things.
Yeah.
So he changed his mind and read.
It was actually I ordered the whole book set off of Amazon, and then after they're delivered, I find out that I have 1 through 4 already in a closet somewhere.
Wait, can you tell the story about how you scammed Amazon?
I didn't
Fucking
scam
motherfucker.
anybody. They fucked up.
This doesn't make any sense.
But it's so great,
ordered,
though. I can't
I
even
ordered
be
the
mad
whole
about it.
set hardback used. It was like $70. So it comes. I didn't have the 4th book. Instead, they sent me 2 of the 6th book. So I emailed Amazon. I was like, hey, like, you need to replace this. And they were like, oh, what we're going to do is return all the books, and then you can just reorder it. And I was like, nah, no thanks. I'll just sell this other book on eBay. And they were like, full refund. Just don't sell it on eBay.
So he gave him all his money back. He kept all the books.
Yep.
Scumbag.
Piece of shit. So I was drawn
They're
to
really
the Harry.
good quality books, too.
They are. So I was drawn to the Harry Potter series actually by my sister. So her and her friend wanted to go see Harry Potter because that's what everybody was going to see it. And my dad was like, "Do you want to go?" I said, "Sure." And we ended up walking out, me and my dad loving it. And my sister was like, "I don't understand what the big hype is."
Oh, I
This
thought you were
sucks."
saying you walked out of the movie.
No,
Oh.
I loved it.
Stinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the only
Wizards
movie,
aren't real.
it's the only movie RP ever didn't like. He's like, ugh.
This is disgusting.
Yeah.
This doesn't make any
That
sense.
movie sucked. I'm going to go watch Green Lantern instead.
And then I got to a certain point where but I started just reading the books, and now it's kind of the only thing I want to read. So that's what kind of drew it to me.
Yeah, ever since I just finished reading last week, and I've been struggling to pick something else up.
Just want to go
I
back.
gotta
man.
reread them. Scumbag move. This is how I actually played out. So RP knows this story. I read the first 3 books. The movies start coming out. I read Goblet of Fire, and then I decide that I do the Shanks bit where I don't like reading anymore because I'm like at that age and fuck reading, and so I stopped reading them. But I continue to see the movies as they come out, and so me and a friend of mine used to see all the movies, and the 6th movie comes out and we see it, and I've now read 1, 2, 3, 4. And the 6th movie comes out, and I go, I have to know how it ends, and I just read the 7th book by itself. Like, just jump ahead to the 7th book. And so at one point, there was a time where I had read 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7, and 5 and 6 could just go fuck themselves as far as I was concerned.
Nothing
Seven's
happens in
is-
5.
What do you mean?
You just get the prophecy, and you get the.
It's the longest.
My
fucking
sister
book.
also
I know,
ruined.
It's also
Yeah,
one of the shortest movies.
It's
My
200 pages of
Shortest movie.
the
Yeah.
Quidditch
court,
World
yeah.
Cup.
That's
Oh,
4.
yeah,
That's
that's
4.
four. I'm an idiot.
You said it was.
Can we
did
kick
this
him
a
off?
couple
I keep
days
mixing them
ago?
up. I keep
No,
mixing
we
them
did
up.
this a couple days ago.
The 5th one's 200 pages of the.
Oh,
The
court,
trial, the trial, yeah.
It's like you're about 300 pages when Harry first steps into
Yeah.
Hogwarts.
But my sister also ruined 6 for everyone in
I
my
had that ruined
family.
too.
And just came downstairs one day when the book had come out, when I still wasn't reading, and was like, Dumbledore died. And I was like, oh, all right. I'll just go fuck myself because I didn't not want to know that.
Yeah, I had 7 was the only.
Spoiler alert, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Dumbledore
sorry.
dies.
Yeah, ooh.
Spoiler alert!
It's only been 15 years since it
20.
came out.
Get
for 20 years.
over
Oh,
yourself.
I guess for that book, yeah, maybe.
There it is.
This episode of Harry Potter and the previously recorded podcast is brought to you by Natter Days.
Natter Days.
Natter
Do yourself
Days.
a favor and get some Natter Days.
Nowadays, you don't want to buy them, but you can't stop drinking them.
Yeah, it's the truth. So
Put that on a shirt.
we can because we have Totally Teased as a sponsor.
We have a
hook up
real
now.
sponsor, not the fake ones that
Totally
we actually pay
cheese.
money
A
towards.
fake sponsor like Michelob Ultra. Why won't they sponsor us? It's
Yeah.
been like 6 episodes.
Because we've never run, and they only sponsor runners.
Well, I run, but
All right.
it doesn't matter what
yourself.
I say. So, in terms of spoilers and shit, 7 was the only one that I
There's
actually
gonna be a
read
lot of
before the movie came out. I was halfway through 6 when I saw the movie. And I had like 3 chapters left of 5 when I saw 5, and I was just like, I seen the ending. Fuck, I'm not reading. And I just stopped. And I started on 6, and it took me forever because I wasn't as avid. But now, I mean, I run through the books in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's
That's what I was doing at first until
Fucking
I
love
got
'em.
distracted like right after.
you
I
got a
started.
PlayStation.
Yeah, that was yeah.
Yeah, it does that.
Right around when I was reading 5, I got the PlayStation. I was
Yeah,
like,
after you
fuck,
got
we're
all
reading.
those fucking books for free, piece of shit.
I think what happened with me was that 1 and 2 or 1, 2, and 3 are like short, and then you pick up Goblet of Fire, and it's like, holy shit!
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not reading these books anymore. They got way too long.
So, kind of next segue. Like, what was your favorite aspects and like of the first one that like grabbed you and wanted you to keep learning more about this wizarding world and reading the next book? Because like you said, none of us like to fucking read. I mean, now
I
it's
do
different.
now,
Now
yeah,
it's
yeah.
different. But when those books came out, no one wanted to fucking
I was in
read.
5th grade. All I wanted to do was ride my bike and
Ghost Ride.
Ghost Ride the Whip
Ghost Ride.
and play Super Mario or Super Smash Brothers with
Yeah.
Shanks.
So what like hooked you? What got its grips on you, Shanks?
There wasn't really any type of fantasy for our generation. Like that before there was Star Wars.
Well, I was really big into Lord of the Rings.
That too, yeah, but that happened. That still was like an older. Like they just brought the adaptation of the movie back into.
I think that became big for us when the
It did.
movies
I still
came
never read the
out.
books,
Yeah,
though.
but like,
I'm
that
not
was a
reading
big
the
thing.
books are even longer.
No.
I read the books. The books are alright.
No, too long.
So it was just kind of like that fantasy aspect.
Yeah, that
and-
like you could read it and like kind of get lost in it, and that's.
So the thing like that's interesting about Harry Potter to me is that I don't find magic that interesting. Like I'm not into magic. I don't think it's like super cool, but the way that it's presented in Harry Potter is just it hasn't been done before in that cool of a way. Like I like, Doctor Strange and I like the wizard aspects of Lord of the Rings, but I'm never like, "Oh, a wizarding school." Let me like and I think it was just that way that it was presented and it hadn't been done before.
What
That
I like was like watching the movies first, and I knew like everything that was gonna happen. And then when I'm reading, and like say you're in like the first 3 books, and I'll read something, I'm like, oh wait, that's important later on. Like that, I thought that was really cool that she could plan ahead so far.
there's
Not
actually
anymore.
Yeah, that's
now she's just
that's
making shit
up.
Fantastic Beast stuff.
She's like it's almost like the Two Brothers thing. Where it's like it's just
Two brothers.
The movie's just called Two Brothers. That's a Rick and Morty
And
reference.
then the
2 wizards.
Spider Army shows. It's just 2 brothers. It's called 2 brothers.
Yeah, she's like, and then Dumbledore shows up and saves the day. Yeah.
Oh, he's not dead anymore.
Yeah.
He
Well,
missed that shit.
I do want to kind of try and stay away from Fantastic Beasts because that'll just get us
Well,
so convoluted.
The issue with that is like it sucks
It's
for
not
now
finished
'cause
yet.
they're making it. Yeah, we don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So for us, we're like jumping.
Did
to
anybody read
conclusions.
the textbook?
The screenplay.
I have it.
Oh.
No, like the Fantastic Beasts.
I
like,
read
Oh,
it when
I
it
have it.
first
I
came
I
out.
never read. I read the like Beetle the Bard, but I didn't.
I read it when
the
it first came out, and it's literally just.
It's like just like
a
facts
textbook.
about the.
Yeah.
the,
That's it.
Yeah.
So she took
I was
that.
just curious.
Yeah, she took
I read
that.
the Quidditch one too, and that's kind of boring.
I have that
It's just
too.
the-
I,
it's
I only,
literally just
I
the
only
rules.
out of that
Don't pick that up.
3 set. I only
Damn
read
the rules.
Tales of
Well,
Beetle
damn
the
the
Bard.
rules.
How about you, Shane? You said that. How about you, Bob? Just kind of the same thing.
Yeah. Well, so for me, it was like legitimately. Like I said, it was like school. Like I could read them. I didn't mind reading them. There was a lot of words. That was what they wanted us to read. I don't know why that was like a bit back then, but it was like how many words per. You had to count how many words per page, and then you multiplied that by the page, and they wanted you to read like a certain amount of words throughout the year on your own for like this program. And so like I guess it was just like they were things that were larger, and I kind of just enjoyed it. I think it's the characters for me.
I think that would have taken the fun out of it for me, though.
But so if for me it was like, would I rather read some random book that I hate just because I need to read? So like, I read the first one, and then I read the first 3 so fast for that reason. So I got hooked into it quick because I wanted to keep reading them.
See, because I used to love reading, and we had the whole Goosebumps set, so I read all of them. But then once I got to the age where they started having us do like summer reading for school, it like felt like homework when I was reading. So then it took me off of that. I didn't want to read anything.
This is completely off topic for all the listeners out there, but Shane's wearing a Dunder Mifflin shirt, and I have a hoodie on, but underneath I have a Threat Level Midnight shirt on. And so we're just...
Call back to our second episode.
It's getting real. It's getting real
And he
crazy.
said that
in
while
here.
looking through the mic, staring at me.
This is the
Yeah.
problem.
It's real sensual.
Okay, so I think the next segue to go into is your favorite. Would you rather talk about your favorite book or your favorite movie? I feel like
My favorite book and my favorite movie are completely different.
yeah, same. So Bob, do you want to start off with your favorite book or movie? We can, if we want, we can sit here and we can rank the movies.
Book. I'll do favorite book, and then if you want to rank the movies,
I don't think I
that's
could.
fine.
I have like a top 3 favorites, but then I don't really like the rest is just
Yeah, like,
interchangeable.
I the actual list,
favorite book. I go back and forth with the book. Like Goblet of Fire, I'm a big fan of. So I if I had to get if I had to say something like right here right now, I'd probably say Goblet of Fire. I go back and forth though. I like Deathly Hallows, obviously. I just like the culminating aspect of it, and then Prisoner of Azkaban. And I honestly like Sorcerer's Stone. I really like the book for Sorcerer's Stone. I'm not a big fan of the movie for Sorcerer's
The movie,
Stone.
it's
Because they're so chill, like they're so young. It's like hard to watch.
I feel the
for
same
me.
way about Chamber of Secrets. Chamber of Secrets is my favorite book, but I'm not crazy about
Yeah, like I really like the
Really, that's
early.
your favorite book?
I really like the
all
early
the Era of
books.
Slytherin stuff. I love that.
Really?
Yeah, with the basilisks and all that in the chamber. I think
interesting.
that stuff's really interesting.
Shanksy Poo?
Same thing with Goblet of Fire. It's my favorite movie too, and book. I mean, there's so much they leave out that's in the book. Like Dobby plays a big part in it because I hate in the movies they don't like. His death kind of just shows up. Like Dobby shows up, he's like,
Well,
Harry
yeah.
Potter.
I mean, you gotta.
Dead.
I mean,
Hey! Can we not talk about that right now?
it's just one of the
Sorry, man.
saddest movies. That's the thing with the Harry Potter movies that change different. And you got. I mean, I understand
They
that
don't have character development in that.
it's not because they went and it changed when they did 3, and Alfonso Cuarón said he took the script for 3 and he changed it and said we're going to take everything out that's not relevant to Harry. We're going to tell Harry's story. Everybody else's
Honestly,
story
what-
kind of falls into line with Harry. We'll include it.
What really annoys me about the movies is Ginny. Because Ginny is, like, in the book, she's one of my favorites.
Yeah, Ginny gets the fucking
But,
shaft
yeah,
in the
she gets put
movies.
to the back
She's
burner
kind of
in all
like
the
creepy.
movies.
So does,
She's
She is a
basically
little
only-
strange.
Only in it to, like, benefit Harry in ways.
Yeah, it's to show Harry's got
Sexually.
a girlfriend. Yes.
And Ron seems weak too because they just make him the comical like relief of the entire thing.
Yeah, Ron's got some great moments like where I laugh out loud
Yeah.
multiple times in the books.
He is kind of just the comic relief, though, in the
So-
movies.
I know, but like he's more. Than
Which
that.
is why, so
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
they reduced him to that, and he shouldn't be that.
and then in Deathly Hallows when he's like angry, it's like hard to take him seriously in the movie. Like the
Yeah. Well, Harry's kind of a dick in Deathly Hallows, but you
the
understand
Horcrux
Hermione
is like
really annoyed me
weighing
in
on
the
all of
sixth
them.
book.
the 6th book.
It was when Harry was being annoying and
When
he
he's the
was-
chosen
He
one?
was suspicious, but he knew it about Malfoy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hermione was just such a bitch. Like, just
Hey,
wouldn't,
man, I
wouldn't
mean-
let it go. She kept bringing it up.
What the hell he's like obsessed with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's actually my favorite book is Half
I
Blood
do like
Prince.
6.
I like that's
Half Blood Prince is my favorite because it's not for the reasons you may think. It shows that these kids are growing up and how real kids are,
Well-
and the romance aspects and Hermione being like sassy towards Ron and Lavender that's not shown in the movie at all. And all the background story because they left the plot
So is her-
for
Yeah.
6 out of the movie. They
Yeah.
left the
When
entire
I
plot
told
out.
you how much I liked 6, you told me because of the like all the background with Voldemort.
Yeah,
I
that
really
was
liked that.
that was awesome, and like even like little things where like
Those are my favorite parts from the whole series when they go into the pensieve.
yeah,
I think
that's cool.
that's my favorite part.
That, but it's like the little moments for me. It's like when Ron kisses Ginny for the first, or Harry kisses
Oh, I'm
Ginny.
like, whoa!
Jeez.
Sorry,
Is this Harry Potter or Game of Thrones?
I was-
Heyo.
I was reading some fan fiction. Sorry.
He was writing some fanfiction.
Brought to you in part by hentai.
Yeah, seriously.
And then George and Fred made out.
I'm on board with that.
Yeah, that means whatever. But like those moments, and when they talk about like Ron's like, does Harry really have a tattoo? And it's like, no, like Ginny somebody starts these rumors that Harry's got like a tattoo, and,
Yeah.
and Ginny
Of a
said
dragon,
Ron
right?
has a dragon, and which is actually funny in the 7th movie. I was watching it, the first one, when they do the changing. You hear Ron as Harry go, I knew that tattoo wasn't real, and stuff. Yeah, I
I
picked
never
up on that,
noticed
the
that,
other
yeah.
day when I was listening, when I was watching, and I was like, oh my, I never picked up on that. But it's like stuff like that, and like Ginny's like, oh yeah, Ron, and she's like, yeah, I told everyone that Ron's got a pygmy puff tattoo, and it's just like little things like that that I really enjoyed. But it's also, I love Dumbledore's funeral scene, and I can't believe they left that out of the
Yeah.
fucking movie. Like that doesn't make sense. The action at the end of the book just doesn't make it really doesn't make any sense.
Because then like they just show up at his coffin later on to get the wand.
Yeah.
And like they're like,
It's
oh,
like, where was
oh,
this-
there was a
Wait,
panel.
And they added the part in 6. Is that what you're gonna say?
In the 6th movie, don't like Dumbledore dies and then that's kind of just it.
It's pretty much.
Yeah, they just leave
Yeah,
his
yeah,
body
yeah,
there and they
yeah.
walk away.
There's
Or,
like
they
5,
don't
10
really
minutes
fight any
left.
of the Death Eaters,
Nah.
like in the
No, but
No.
like
because that was like 100 pages of
They
them
just-
fighting the Death Eaters.
were they in like really?
I think so. It was.
I
I
thought it was
think
just
it's
like
a while
a
'cause
chapter.
Hagrid
it was
gets involved.
At least
Yeah.
a chapter or two.
I just remember
Yeah, Hagrid was like
in the 6th
awesome.
movie
Yeah.
they add the scene at the Burrow to add some action to the movie. I'm like, you have action at the end of the book.
Yeah, it's unnecessary.
Why isn't it in the movie?
They should have
But
just added more of
that's
like,
why that's probably my least favorite movie.
What, Half-Blood Prince?
Yeah, but I enjoy. The thing is, I enjoy watching it.
Yeah,
like it's fun.
The thing, like, it's still a good movie for me, but the thing that killed me is it's called Half-Blood Prince, and they only talk about Snape and the Half-Blood Prince literally for 5 minutes, and at the
Yeah,
end he's like,
yeah.
"I'm the Half-Blood Prince."
When he just
no
goes,
reason why.
he
I'm just a
"You
prince.
use my spell against
I'm the half-blood prince.
me.
Yeah,
Which, for people who don't know why he's the Half-Blood Prince, his mother's last name was Prince.
Eileen Prince.
Eileen Prince.
Which Harry was right about.
Yes.
Or was it Hermione?
Hermione was right about it.
Hermione.
And also, he's a half-blood, so that's why he's the Half-Blood Prince. That's why. That's like, and they leave that out completely. You don't even get an explanation. Snape's just like, I'm the Half-Blood
They do the
Prince.
same thing
And
with
like, that's just it.
Don't do a really bad Alan Rickman.
That was really bad. I love Alan Rickman.
Yeah,
man.
have some respect for the
Hold
dead.
on, don't we have his voicemail somewhere?
This is remember to what is it like?
Turn
Put
off
the
this-
meat,
yeah.
the meat, put the meat away or something like
The
that.
voicemail of Alan Rickman.
So my favorite movie would be is Goblet of Fire. That's my favorite movie. I think it's the most
There's
action.
just so
so
much
cool.
going on.
There's
It's
a
not
lot
just
going on.
like, you can turn on at any point. Like, oh, it's cool.
People give Goblet of Fire shit because it's the sports movie, like the sports one. Because I guess some Harry Potter fans don't enjoy sports, and they felt like I don't know. I've heard
No.
that a couple times.
What a shocker that is.
Yeah,
Nerds.
we all love sports though around this table. But that's my favorite movie. I think it's got a lot of great moments, even though it's completely different than the book.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's fine. How about worst? What's your least favorite movie and your least favorite book?
I think you could tell I don't like Order of the Phoenix already.
Yeah.
It's just so long. It's so long, and then
Prob-
they try and cut it
book-wise
down.
or
Probably my
movie-wise
least
or
favorite
both?
movie just because there's so much left out.
Both. Every time I pick
5?
up Order of Phoenix, I'm like, oh god, I gotta get through the first like 300 pages.
It was actually funny when
Yeah,
I was
that too.
rereading it again. Shanks was like, "Oh, have fun spending 3 weeks just getting them to Hogwarts." Bob.
Least favorite movie is probably it's either Sorcerer's Stone or Chamber of Secrets, just because they're so childish. Like I like when they're older.
Yeah.
Gritty.
Yeah, like so Azkaban starts to get grittier, and then I'm alright with it. Least favorite book, I'd probably say Order of the Phoenix. I actually like the film Order of the Phoenix.
I know you
but
love-
don't-
that's- I think that's your favorite
It's not
movie?
my favorite, but it's like up there.
Yeah.
I hated so much.
I just like them like coming together. I like the shift from like the individualized like battle, like the Harry against Voldemort. Nobody believes him until like he finally starts to like rally the troops.
Yeah.
I enjoy, but the book
There's like a lot
I
of
don't necessarily.
There's a
enjoy.
lot of great like little scenes.
There's
Like
also no build up to what's his face getting killed. What the hell is
Well, what's
Serious?
his face?
Twilight guy?
oh,
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
well, I mean, in the
No, they kind
That's
of like
my boy.
they get there on the port key and then just dead.
wait, what book is that in?
4.
Yeah.
How did you put your name in a goblet of fire?
How did you put your name in a goblet of fire?
You gotta get
In the book, he just says, "Harry, did you put your
Nah,
name
dude,
in the
it's the
Goblet of Fire?"
greatest scene. Did you put your name in the goblet of fire? Did you put your name in the goblet of fire?
Did you? Did you? And he grabs him by the fucking
Yeah,
neck.
he's like gonna kill him.
Shaking
God,
around.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, but
That's great.
in the book, when Cedric dies, it's kind of like, oh, change is fucking
Cedric,
putting them
there you
back. Kill Despair. I mean, it's kind of like the same thing. It's kind of it
Yeah.
happens really quick.
Kill the spare is such a fucked up phrase.
Yeah. Well,
They come back to it. I mean,
Voldemort.
like, it's kind of a big deal, but like, kill the spare is just. So a couple of Voldemort stories, or just Harry Potter stories in general, that have to do with my job. So,
Okay, I'm like, you murdering somebody?
Yeah,
I was
I'm-
like,
I'm
you
gonna tell
know,
somebody
you
later.
know.
So first
Speaking
off,
of cold-blooded
students
murder.
were doing a presentation. They were like analyzing the hero's journey of Harry Potter, and the one video they put in was Dobby dying, and I told them they weren't allowed to play it. And then we
fucked
also
up,
just
man.
watched Clash of the Titans. And I don't know if you've ever seen Clash of the Titans,
It's a
but
solid-
it's
solid play.
entertaining. Mythology wise, fucking absolutely terrible. But Ralph Fiennes plays Hades, and he doesn't play Hades. He plays Voldemort in Greek mythology because it is legitimately like he
Yeah.
comes in. He's got
Yeah,
like
it
the
is.
whispery, like raspy voice, and every time I put it on, I like look up and I'm like, oh, never mind.
Kill
We're not watching Harry Potter. I forgot again.
Yeah, that's funny.
So if you've never seen Clash of the Titans, it's actually a sequel to Harry Potter that we didn't know existed.
Oh, you know what I was thinking after watching the 7th or the 8th movie again? Do you think is that him in the first movie when he's in the back of Quill's head?
Like,
do you
was
think
it
he's the
Ralph
same
Fiennes?
actor?
Oh no, he doesn't
Don't
look
they
anything
just do
like
full
him.
CGI? on that?
So
Yeah.
probably not until like the 4th movie they actually found
Yeah,
that
some-
actor.
Yeah.
I just thought it would have been cool if they knew like ahead of time they were. gonna
I
use
don't
him.
think he even looks like him.
He said he's down to come back though for the new ones. Not that we're talking about the new ones or anything.
I have an issue with Voldemort.
They're gonna connect.
He needs
not
to
wearing
show up.
shoes.
They're gonna connect
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's a little gross.
Like even if they
Yeah.
just show when
They say his
when-
shoes. He doesn't wear shoes.
The fact that he doesn't, he's always like barefoot. I just have an issue with that. I know
Oh,
he's
the other
magic
thing
and
I
all,
thought was
but like,
weird-
what if you step on a rock?
or Lego.
when he
Oh,
walks
yeah.
on the glass in
Yeah.
5, when
Yeah.
like the glass all
Nothing
gets like turned to
matters.
sand
Yeah.
or whatever.
He's
Just reminded
fine.
me of Alan Rickman from Die Hard. You shoot the glass. But
I'm just gonna pretend like I know what that is. 'Cause
I
I've
can't believe you've
Die
never
Hard.
seen Die Hard.
all right, we'll get to that.
That's
later.
our next
But-
Christmas
podcast.
movie? Is it a Christmas movie?
The
or not?
or the Death
Shazam
Eaters
was.
The Death Eaters in the
was.
movies can all fly like Voldemort, but in the books they ride the brooms. Like when they're doing the fake out, they're trying to get him to Tonks's parents' house. They're riding broomsticks.
Oh yeah.
But in
That
all
one
the
too.
movies, they just like evaporate in the black smoke.
Oh,
No,
I
I
just
just
think
Voldemort
it's just
does.
easier.
I'm like, we have this thing called CGI. Let's do as much as that as we can.
Well, they
I'm a big
changed the
fan of that.
operation.
I was just surprised. I thought they would all do that like him, but they made it a big deal that Voldemort could fly.
I'm a big fan of the diversion scene in the film.
Oh, it's great.
In the first, like, what is that? Deathly Hallows 1?
Yeah.
Did they do that?
yeah.
That's
I-
the only thing that sucks is that they're just like Mad Eye's dead.
But they
Yes.
don't even. Yeah, they're just like, yeah, he didn't make it.
But I just really enjoy
find-
that
they find
his
whole
eye, don't they?
sequence.
They found his.
Yeah.
Yeah, they found his eye.
Big
Yeah.
fan
You know
of
what's
that.
also
'Cause it was
funny
at- it was
about
at,
Mad Eye?
Umbridge's.
Desk. Yeah, yeah.
Fuck
You,
'em,
you know, it was
He says
actually
awful
like
things.
kind of funny.
We're talking about death here.
Yeah, well, it's not funny, but it's just like, oh, okay, Mad Eye. All right, yeah, like Mad Eye was not who you thought he was. This person you got to know for an entire year was not who you thought he
It
was.
wasn't Mad Eye at all.
And then he just shows up in Order of the Phoenix, and like in the book, and Harry's just like Professor Moody, and it's like he was never your
Yeah.
professor, dude.
This is a stranger.
like, who
This
are you?
that guy
Yeah.
spent a year in a trunk.
Yeah, he's just, it's amazing he's still alive. I just always thought that was kind of funny. But in the movie, he's just like, oh, Mad Eye's dead. And it's like, Mom, can you just show him getting the Avada Kedavra? Like,
Dude,
Something.
no,
Show me the death.
no worse death. Well,
What'll
you're gonna say
wear my
Dobby,
skin.
but
Hedwig's
Does-
just as bad.
dude, it
Oh,
gets
Hedwig
me.
too. They're like, oh yeah, Hedwig kind of fell.
yeah, well, Harry's just like, I think it was Hedwig. Like, dude, that's your fucking like only friend for like 4 years.
You got a fucking responsibility.
Yeah.
You go out there,
You
you
gotta
find
find
that
that
fucking out.
Wasn't he still in the cage too? The cage just got shot off of the.
Well, in the book,
The
yes.
court.
In
Yeah,
the
he's
movie,
flying
In the
along.
movie,
He's
Hedwig
just
like
like,
protects, like takes a
Takes
bullet
a-
for
yeah.
Harry.
They give him a valiant,
Yes.
like a pretty
So
impressive.
same thing as
In
Dobby.
the book, it's much different.
Anyone that dies in the book or in the films that are Harry's friends die like Secret Service members.
Yeah, they are. They die.
They all just dive in front of something.
And I
for
get it
Harry.
because it's not the same character development or whatever. But I think if we're talking about saddest moments in Harry Potter, for me, it's always been and it always will be Sirius's death, and also the open at the close when he brings the Resurrection Stone back, and he brings everyone that died with him.
Those are two scenes that I don't think they do well in the films.
Oh, the books. Are good.
Sirius's death, I don't think they do well in the film.
They do.
Those are
They do
good.
better with it because I didn't realize until I was like looking it up the other day that before he dies, he goes. Harry disarms Lucius, and he goes. Sirius goes, "Oh, good shot, James."
James.
And then he gets
Yeah.
hit and dies. I'm like, oh, because he thought he was with his
Yeah,
dad.
which
I'm
was
like,
that is
kinda
actually I
depressing.
know like that is something that I've always caught and I do enjoy, but it's not like it doesn't carry the weight. I feel like
Yeah.
when they're fighting
Yeah, I
in
remember
the
that.
room, he says like good shot.
Well,
James.
Sirius is more near to my heart than I think for maybe you guys. He's my favorite.
That's because he's your favorite character. For me,
Yes.
it's Dobby's the saddest moment because Dobby's my favorite character.
Well, Dobby, it's fucking, it's Dobby.
Dobby's
It's-
is so upset.
Didn't you tell me that like when she was writing that she like couldn't help but cry?
I might have read that somewhere. It sounds right. I
Yeah.
think it was when I was reading it. I couldn't help.
And
but
see,
cry.
this is this is one of the reasons why I think Harry Potter is what it is, because just for that reason alone, where yeah, she's the author, these are her characters, but she genuinely like thinks of them as real people and her feelings towards these, like
Yeah.
the way we do.
I was gonna say, like, going back to like what drew us in, I think it was the characters. Like, you could take the magic away, and you still care about these characters because, like, you have the three friends. You can relate to that idea. Like, these are your school friends. Like, and then putting all that pressure on them.
Yeah.
You have the teachers who are good, the teachers you don't trust. You have,
The murdering ones.
yeah, you obviously have a murdering person who kills your parents, like we all do.
Yes, everyone has that.
Yeah. And you have Horcruxes that you have to destroy, like
Yeah.
we all have in our lives.
But it's just crazy because I don't know. It just what she brings, what she did. These characters are great, but also kind of I want to kind of just backtrack again. I went off a little bit with Sirius. That he's my favorite character, and why also his death was so sad to me was that Harry literally loses every father figure he has.
Yeah.
Throughout the books, he loses his actual dad.
Well, he still has Mr. Weasley.
Well, but Mr. Weasley's not.
He's kind of a nut job.
Yeah, and like his actual family, like Sirius was his last connection to his
Hagrid.
actual family.
Yeah, he still has Hagrid.
Hagrid, I always felt like it was more of just a guard, like more of a friend kind of than a parent. And then Dumbledore in the 5th book just shuts him off. So that's the same year he loses Sirius. So it's like he has his friends, which are good, and then he loses Lupin in 7.
Yeah.
But so that's my favorite character. What
Yeah,
would
what's yours,
be yours?
I already
Bob?
said mine's Dobby.
Yeah, yours is Dobby because he gets much more. For people who have not read the books, he gets much more attention in the books.
Literally cracked up when I forget what book it was. They described how he was dressed, how he's
4.
wearing like 6 hats, and
Yeah.
like 10 pairs of socks.
That's when Hermione starts spoo.
Dude, I thought it was so funny.
Shane's
I
just
think
on the
4 or
train,
5.
and he goes, oh, he's laughing to himself. He's like, silly Dobby.
That's your favorite character.
It's hard.
It's obviously Lupin.
Because I like, it's Lupin. We all know it's Lupin. It's actually, I think, Neville. I'm a big
I
Neville
argue
fan.
with that, too. Yeah.
I'm a big Neville fan.
It
I
could have
would say-
been Neville Longbottom and the Sorcerer's Stone, because it could have been either him or Harry.
I would arguably best character growth.
But that's why
of,
Neville's
the
my
whole
favorite. Like,
series.
Neville, he sucks so bad in the
Yeah.
first book and movie where you're
Yeah.
like, it's just like, who is this goober? And then in the
Trevor!
end, in the end,
Just
it's like,
every-
Neville
That's-
fucks.
that's
Like when he
another-
comes through the painting and he's the one that like brings
Yeah.
them back into
Yeah, that's
Hogwarts, and he's
awesome.
like, yeah, things are. We're still fighting, and he's just like he's just taking shots.
It
and
got
he's
me
just like,
good. They got me
yeah,
good right
yeah,
here.
yeah,
And
it's all right.
But that's also he has good. I think he has really good development through the movies.
Yeah.
But he also has really good development through the books, and you get more with his parents when they're
Yeah.
in 5 when they're at the
St.
hospital.
Mungo's, yeah.
St. Mungo's.
That's what I'm saying.
The
I
one
think-
thing that kind of annoyed me they took out of the movies was how awesome his gran is.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's
Oh, yeah.
funny.
She's like running around like fighting Death Eaters and
Yeah.
and
That's why, like,
Powers.
I just like Neville's growth, and then looking at like in both the book and the film, and then I think that the actual actor, I don't know his name, that plays Neville, grew up like well.
Matthew.
Stud Muffin? Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna stumble over names like that, so that's why I
Matt-
didn't. Even, I mean, I can look it up, but like he matured. I feel like the same way Neville is. Like he's like a little chubby kid in the first movie.
Yeah, now he's
And-
just like this hot.
Yeah, now
so
he's,
he's the Ryan,
Matthew Lewis. That's what it is.
Ryan Reynolds of England.
Yeah, he was on a podcast I was listening to.
Yeah,
He
that's-
just seems like the coolest dude.
Neville's
ever.
great. Plus, I always get a chuckle when he says, "Why is it always me?"
Yeah.
It's always good for.
There, I've read a thing that.
like look. All right, so you guys can't see this at home, but just look at this comparison.
I'll post a visual
how
on
goofy
our.
he was before.
Look at the change
I know.
of the two.
He's like you know how he described that? He was just like, people are like come up to me all the time. He's just like, yeah, I decided to just change what I was eating and go to a gym.
He looks like-
that's like all he says.
He looks like if Adam Levine wasn't a douche.
I will post the picture on our Twitter page when this episode premieres, so you guys can see what we're talking about.
oh man.
Yeah, and you can have a poll. Would you hit?
Would you hit? Would you hit it and quit it? Would you wife it up?
Neville's wife's hot too.
Well, what do you expect? He's a good-looking dude from Leeds.
What do you expect? He did 5 movies and now he's set forever.
Yeah, guys, I'm
did 8.
probably out for a couple minutes.
I don't know if he was.
I'm gonna
involved.
Google
Yeah, he's over.
Neville image poll. This one, he's not even wearing a shirt.
Wow, this is.
I might have to go to the bathroom.
I don't know how this got so off topic.
Shanks, what's your favorite Harry Potter character?
So I was thinking about this because I didn't really have one, and I had to think about it for a long, long while. And I was like, "Is it Neville?" Because he was supposed to be like the prophecy. Oh my god! And this dude's ripped. I
Oh,
know.
my God.
And then I was like, maybe it's Snape because I'm thinking, like his story, you hate him the entire time, and then he dies, and you go, wow, he really tugged at my feels right there.
That's the interesting thing about Snape is he is the most complex character in this book,
he's
but
still-
it does not
he's still a dick for
justify
no reason.
him being a dickhead
no
to the kids. To the kids,
I
like,
get why he's a dick to Harry because he reminds him of his dad.
because of
His dad
James,
was a
yeah,
real
yeah.
fucking prick.
but he sees in his eyes Lily,
Yeah.
who he loves.
So he doesn't like him.
Yeah.
So it's just
So
very,
he's-
No, that's I'm saying.
Maybe he's
I
mean
get
to
why,
Harry.
I get why he's mean to Harry, but it doesn't justify
Because
being
he
mean
sees
to literally
Lily,
everyone else.
he sees Lily in Harry's
He's double
eyes,
agent,
so he's
man.
mean to
Also-
Harry, so that he doesn't try and make out with him.
that's also true. What also is left out of the movies is in Prisoner of Azkaban. He's the reason why Sirius Black gets the soul sucked out of him. He takes the credit for doing everything, and then they go back and do the time turner, which is just it shows Snape's who he really is in my mind. I love him. I think he's a great character. I think the fact that Alan Rickman plays him adds to my love of Snape, but he's also just such a dickhead. I get he was like bullied and almost killed by James, so I get why he might not be the biggest fan of Harry.
I don't know if Snape's as good of a he's a good character regardless. Snape's as good of a person if he doesn't have Dumbledore.
He was a Death Eater before.
Like all the good things
fully.
that Snape does.
He only stopped being a Death Eater because Lily died.
He turned in.
That was it.
He turned in where
he turned before.
All
where
the good
knew that
things
they
he
were gonna
does,
get attacked.
Dumbledore like leads him to do though.
Which also, Dumbledore is the most complex character in this series, but you don't think that until 7.
He kind of
he's
raised
also
Harry for the slaughter, like knowing that he was gonna have to die.
he's also kind of a dick.
straight up. Doesn't Snape straight up say that?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
He kinda raised him knowing he's gonna die.
slaughter.
Yeah.
I don't know what to. I still to this day, when I read 7, is
Maybe he
is
knew
Dumbledore?
more.
And I don't think
don't know.
Dumbledore knew all along about the Horcruxes, so I don't think he's leading him to die
No,
until
he
like
didn't.
about halfway through.
I mean,
He
he
didn't.
did give him the Resurrection Stone in the.
He gave,
Later on, yeah, and like so, like by
Snitch.
book probably 5, Dumbledore knows the deal.
Yeah. But,
But
from the start,
prior-
he was like,
yeah.
all right, well, you're going to have to die. Sorry.
I know, but I don't think he knows he has to die all along because
But
he doesn't know about the Horcrux
also,
situation.
another 5, he can just go to Harry and say, "I can't talk to you because I don't want Voldemort getting through." Instead, he just ignores him the
Yeah,
entire
but then you're
time.
telling that to at this point he's 15-year-old kid.
But they also, I think they wanted to know because they didn't know if Voldemort knew the connection existed.
Yeah.
So I think that might have been why. But they're still like,
That's why he starts taking those lessons because he's afraid. With Snape.
yeah, I don't know. He's a character that I struggle with. Up until the 7th book, you're fine. And then the 7th book happens and everything unravels. And I love him, and I've always loved him. Even in 7, it's that one. It's the one chapter where it's Snape's chapter where you see Snape's memory.
When it goes through everything.
Yeah.
After he
him
gets
finding
in, he
Lily
goes
and-
to the
But then he shows up when Harry dies, and you get that Dumbledore that you know and love in the train station, and Harry goes, "Is this in my head?"
That's such a that's such a mind fuck, that scene.
Yeah,
And like that in both the book and the movie.
Of course it's happening inside your head, Harry. Why should that mean that it's not real?
Yeah,
Because I had to read it twice. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah,
where is he at?
He was dead.
At King Station. It fucks your head up a little bit.
From what I'm told, it's like purgatory. Like the
Yeah, I think that
both
it
kinda
is,
in
but
there.
he like
He can
the
go
things
back
he
or not.
says.
Yeah.
So he could have chose to.
Yeah, and then he just completely destroys your head because he's like, "Is this in my head?" And he goes, "Of course, everything's
Doesn't
in your
mean
head."
it's not real.
And it's
It's
just
not real.
like,
Then he's like, "Do you want to take the red pill or the blue pill?"
yeah, he basically matrixes you because then I start to think like, is all of this in Harry's head?
Yeah.
Is magic even real?
Is Harry in a
Voldemort
coma and
real?
he's imagining this?
Yeah, is he gonna wait? Is this all a dream?
And that's
The
why
snake
he's-
escaped in the first book and bit him.
and he died.
And he went. He's in a coma.
That's why he's Dumbledore's one of my favorite characters because of that reason alone. But he's always had that philosophy, he's going to do what's best for everyone,
Yeah.
and he doesn't really. It's not that he actually cared about Harry. He loved Harry. He didn't expect to love Harry.
Yeah,
And
that's the problem.
Yeah, that's
Should
the
be
thing.
loving Neville. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, we all love Neville.
Neville.
He's got like 12 abs.
Could have been. It could have been.
All right,
It very well
I have a
could
good
have
segue. Do you have a favorite moment that didn't make it to the movies? For me, it's in the movies you don't really see Harry like getting the trust of Creature.
Yeah,
Harry then he starts faithfully following instead of because he has to. 'cause
Yeah, he
he's a house
fights in
elf.
the end too.
it's the 7th
Yeah.
one. Yeah, and when he leads all the kitchen elves out of Hogwarts and they're fighting.
When he gives him the fake locket,
Yeah.
and he actually he starts crying because he
Yep.
appreciates it.
Yep, it is. It's very. That's why I'm so these movies need to be made. I wish they were made
Like a
into
Game of
a
Thrones
into a
miniseries.
series.
Did they
10
just not?
episode
Did they
series.
not want the budget to have the CGI of the house elves? Because there's a lot of house
Well,
elf
it
stuff
wouldn't.
that isn't in the
Well,
movies.
it didn't make sense. It kind of fucked with the flow of the movie. When you're getting to books that are 700, 800 pages.
Yeah, you got to think each
gotta-
movie's 2.5 hours still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the longest book is one of the shortest movies. And it just didn't pertain to the plot of the movie. Like, it was good for us. That's why these books are there. We have shit that we can go back and read. And I would love a 40-hour movie of Harry Potter that includes everything.
What I think is funny is how, like, they didn't really want Peeves in the movies.
I don't understand why he's not.
But in, like, the later books, she started making him, like, important for stuff.
Yeah.
And
I hope
just
he
to
gets-
kind
Harry's
of
using him
fuck
as a
with them.
distractor
Just
and
like,
all
all
that
right,
shit.
we'll think of something else to have this happen now.
That's crazy. So yours was the creature.
Him making up a creature.
Mine was Dumbledore's funeral. I love that scene.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
I'm very upset that that's not in
That's
it.
probably mine as well. The funeral.
Shanks.
I'd probably go with how Dobby's not involved in anything, and then at the end he just
Yeah.
jumps in and dies. Like it
It really
still
takes
sad.
away from his
yeah,
death.
because-
like,
Really
in the
it.
books it's heartbreaking.
Yes.
because he's in every single book up until that.
He's like when Harry, another heartstringer. When Harry says no, we're gonna bury him properly.
Give me a spade.
I have goosebumps right now
Yeah, when
talking
he-
about
yeah.
it because he can do that. But that just shows you. But it's more relevant in the book. Like it's better.
Which
because
is not like they do it in the movie, but it's just like, all right, why is he doing that?
everyone like we haven't seen this dude since the second movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had another good one. When he kind of, like, makes up with Dudley, because Dudley says, like, you saved my life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where is that?
it's in the like the they deleted it, but it's in like the.
If you watch it
featured-
on TV,
it's like a minute long.
yeah, he's just thanks.
Yo, I don't think you're that bad.
I don't think you're a waste of space.
Thanks.
Because
That's it.
But back to Dobby,
Did
he's
Dudley
the
get
one.
super sexy too?
No,
He got in
he
shape
had to put on a fat suit though.
for the last one. Mm-hmm. Dobby bails Harry's ass out in the fourth movie. He gets him the
give him the
gillyweed.
gillyweed.
He also helps him with something else. I forget. But he's always there. He's in 5 a lot, right? He's in 5 a
You know,
lot.
I'm glad they got rid of Spew.
Wait, I thought that was in the.
Yeah.
I thought that was in the book.
Yeah, I was gonna say that he doesn't give him the gilly.
That's in the book, because in the movie.
No, that's what I'm saying. No,
Neville.
Neville
You
gives
said
Neville
you
gives him
said
the
it in the
gilly
movie.
Oh, and
You
then
just
in the
misspoke,
book,
yeah.
he bails his ass out a lot, and that's and
I
he's
was
in it all
I
the
was
time.
confused about that when I was reading too. I was just thinking maybe they don't want to have the extra
It
budget
does make
with the
sense
CGI to have Dobby give him the gilly
though. It just makes it shorter.
Guys, Dudley as a grown up looks like he's always up to no good. He's just got this face to him.
So I have a reverse one where it's like they had put something in the movie that I wish was more like the book. Is that what? Yeah, right. That's what we're doing. Okay,
You don't
so
want it in the movie.
yeah, I
Is that
don't
what
want it
you're
in the movie. Yeah, thank you. And it's when they like every Death Eater, instead of just dying and like just laying on the ground like a normal human being, they turn into dust. Like it's the Avengers, and they're just like, oh, I don't feel so good.
Like
and
when they
disappear.
kill. Oh, come on, man.
dude, like
Also,
Like
I
Voldemort
really
dies,
dislike
too.
the Death
Yeah.
Eater masks.
because he's supposed
Oh,
to
really?
die. The whole
I'm not
thing
a
is he
fan.
dies like a
I like
human.
them.
Yeah.
I don't know why, like the
Voldemort?
weird
Yeah,
silver
instead he dies like
masks
he's an ultra
bother me.
god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kinda weird.
I liked in the books when Harry and Voldemort have their confrontation because he tells everybody everything. And I get why they made it in the movie. They made this big action sequence. But
Yeah.
why did he do the Thanos snap? Like, why didn't he just die? And I get because all of his soul is gone, and that's why they chose to do it that way. And it was epic in the movie. Like, when you're watching, you're like, okay, like, this is weird, but okay, I get it. I don't know. 7... it needed to be action. It was all this build up.
I know. I just hated that he had him like he was like Voldemort's choking
Like
Harry.
kicking Harry.
Yeah, and he's
when
like,
he
yeah.
just should have got
Like
to the
been-
point.
hands on each other's faces.
He's like, I legit
and
have
that
one
whole
soul left. I'm freaking out right now, but I'm just gonna throw you around a little bit.
Like, just Avada Kedavra.
yeah, he just would have killed him on the spot.
Yeah, and I understand for movie making purposes, but like in the book, Harry's just like Snape was like, "Fuck you." He knew he hated you this whole time. He was fucking you over. He's the reason why you're gonna die. He was a double agent, you whore. Like all this shit.
He's like, check out Neville over here. Look at this fucking stud.
He just
Distraction,
fucking killed
you're
your
dead.
You did go to snake, idiot.
Pussy.
Like, paid attention.
Neville took his shirt off. Everybody looking that direction.
Remember this speech where he's like, he's here. He's in our hearts.
Yeah.
He's in our high protein,
Yeah.
low carb diet.
He's in my abs.
Harry died for all of us. Is there a moment that you love that they include it in the movies, but they got it kind of wrong? Like they didn't do it right. A lot of people complain about the 19 years later and how they don't really look that much older.
They look awful. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
They do look terrible.
So they shot that twice, and they did it one with a lot of makeup, but then they said, we grew up, you guys grew up with these people for 10 years.
Yeah.
We're not going to change them drastically. We want them to be their faces.
Change
I don't have
they
a problem
made Ron
with it.
balding and fat.
Yeah.
But how else would you expect Ron to
They
turn
look
out?
miserable. Draco looks super weird. Not
Yeah,
that he
Draco
doesn't
does
look
look
weird
weird,
all
yeah.
the time, but he looks
Did
super
you know he had
weird.
music? I was just telling him this the other day. It is so bad.
Draco
It's
makes
exactly what you
music.
would think Draco Malfoy would sound like singing.
Insert
Wouldn't
clip
that-
right here.
Hello, London, good morning. Just another good morning now, and it seems that everything is okay. But I don't want responsibilities anymore.
Neville listened to it.
Oh my god.
Well, he was in that RP. He was in that one season of Flash, and he was basically just Draco Malfoy if he was working
I
on
liked him.
Flash.
I liked that he did
I
that.
liked him, but he was still Malfoy.
he was a good character.
He's like, give it back.
I'll knock you off your broom.
Give it here, Malfoy, if I knock you off
Knock
your
it-
broom. I would,
Maybe he'll land on a fat ass.
in terms of stuff they got wrong, there's not really much.
The stuff they put in, I think they did a good job with. It's the stuff that
Yeah.
they left out.
Well,
That way
yeah.
it's like you question why they left it
I'm
out.
trying to think, like, I don't really know.
I'm really sad they didn't show Lavender Brown getting her neck eaten out by the werewolf.
They did.
Did they?
Yes.
Did I
they
miss that?
absolutely do.
They do.
Oh,
do
maybe
that,
I was
yeah.
too busy still
Because
crying
I'm
for
pretty
Dobby.
sure in the books you don't know she
Dobby dies legitimately 2 hours before she gets her neck.
Oh,
eaten.
man.
Shane, in the book, because you just finished it, do they
don't
say
remember
if Lavender
reading that.
dies?
I
'Cause
don't remember
They
I
do,
don't
they
think
say it.
She's absolutely
They
getting
do. They
eaten.
say
It makes me very
It's like
happy.
one
and they
sentence.
run by.
It's like one
Yeah.
sentence they show it.
It makes me extremely happy that it happened because I hate Lavender Brown, but I don't remember reading that.
Mon.
Ugh.
what?
Also, you know what I hate? They gave Harry's moment after the Quidditch when he kisses Ginny. They gave that to Ron and Lavender in the movie. I didn't like that.
Well, he was also doing Quidditch in the 5th book.
Yeah.
Ron started doing Quidditch in the.
I
5th
love
book.
Quidditch.
The Weasleys are
by the
queen.
way. I think that everything that they filmed Quidditch wise,
I think
Oh, that's
like
pretty
awesome.
entertaining.
Well, people hate Quidditch. I like
I
it.
think they do really
Dude,
good.
if you go on the
job with
Forbidden
Quidditch.
Journey in Orlando, it's fucking sweet.
So
Yeah, what else is
here's
there?
I have
here's
a couple more.
here's an you have some more, but here's one that's not on there. What is the scene that's in the movie that they nailed? Like from the books to the movies, and it's just they crushed it. They absolutely exactly how the way you would have wanted to see it. It's perfect.
I like the open at the club. Like I like that scene.
For me,
that
it's
seems- yeah.
it's Snape's memories.
yeah, they
I
do
think
now.
they
They
nail
fucking nail that.
Snape's
that's
memories.
Right. That's absolutely.
Man, Alan Rickman crying, man.
Yeah.
Like him yelling at Dumbledore in the office.
I like when he. I'm not sure. Yeah, no. Sorry to cut you off. Everything, like him yelling, the Patronus always. like,
Everything
all
with
of that.
with him in the memories, I think is.
And
perfect.
even Dumbledore's face when he's like, after all this, like
Yeah.
after all this time, and it's just like love. And that's the fucking key to Harry Potter. The whole series is about love, and that love doesn't end after people die. That's. I mean, that's not what the whole series is about, but it kind of is because Harry's always loved his parents, even though he barely knew them, and when he did know from them, and he doesn't want to find them more. But love is the overarching, as everyone knows.
I'm also a big fan. These are all Deathly Hallows things. I really like how they did.
The Three Brothers story.
The Three Brothers
yes.
story.
When I was reading that, I was like, I wonder how they're going to do this.
Three Brothers.
It's called Three Brothers.
And the grannies show up with machine guns.
I was,
And then Death
when-
shows up and he cuts his. And he gives him a cloak and,
and I
Three
thought
Brothers.
they
It's called Three
nailed
Brothers.
that. They did that really well.
Yeah, 'cause,
Casting,
like, you can't put actors in that because then it makes it weird.
you know who they got perfect, like besides main characters and stuff, is Umbridge. She is exactly what they didn't make her look like a toad as they do in the
For
book.
whatever reason, I didn't hate her as much in the movies.
Ugh.
I couldn't stand her. in the
Turns
book.
my blood.
I thought
hated
Draco
her
was bad, and then she came around.
as
I was
much.
like, this fucking bitch.
She's the worst. She's worse than Voldemort.
I really like, and it's not like a perfect, like they don't nail it. I just like, I think Kenneth Branagh. I go to Roy Lockhart.
Oh, he's great.
I think that he's really good in the movies.
RP gets mad at me because I say that I love Bellatrix.
You fucking asshole,
No, because
dude.
I love a good villain, and that's what she is.
She kills Sirius.
That's why Umbridge
and
is
she
so
kills
Hey,
Dobby.
Dobby's my favorite. She kills Dobby. I still like Bellatrix.
Hey man, she wasn't
You
trying to kill
are
Dobby.
a-
But that's why
psychopath.
Umbridge is like such a she's a good
She was
character
just
because
tossing a
you
knife and
Yeah, I know.
happened to hit Dobby.
you fucking hate Umbridge.
Yes.
So it's a good character.
You love Cersei from Game of Thrones. I fucking can't stand Cersei.
She's a good character. Joffrey's the same way. When you're happy that they die, like I'm genuinely happy when Umbridge gets carried away.
It's the same thing.
That it doesn't bother me.
So So Tom
Just wanna make
Felton,
sure.
who plays Draco, like this is the one time I only cared about like somebody actually saying something about acting, because like, but I want to hear this guy talk. And he goes, if you didn't hate me acting as Draco, then I didn't do a good job of acting. He's like, when people come up to me and go, I hate you so fucking
Yeah.
much, he
You
goes,
get it right.
thank you.
That's
He's
what
like, thank you.
Joffrey
absolutely."
says the same thing.
Lena Headey, is like her name.
Yeah,
that plays Cersei,
Headley
that's
or
what
whatever.
she says. When fans
Yeah.
come up and say, I hate you, she's like, oh, well,
that's
Yeah,
how
but I
you know
did a
you're
good job.
doing good. Yeah.
I never thought of it that way until he said it. I was like,
Yeah.
good. I
good,
still
it's a
hate
really
you,
good point.
Draco.
I never thought about it until I like genuinely wanted Joffrey to die.
Yes.
And then it like clicked in my head. I was like, wow, that guy's really good. Because I really just want
Want
him
him
to
to
die.
die.
And I shouldn't feel that way about a human being.
Yeah, he sucks.
We're getting derailed here, guys.
We are getting derailed. I'll
Is it-
derail you later.
Weren't we
baby.
just on?
We're all going to derail
No,
each
we
other
were
at
talking
some
about
point.
the
Welcome to
scenes that they got
Previously
right in the
Recorded.
movies.
Okay.
So I think things we can talk about.
Whoa, hold on. I had one.
Oh, sorry.
So anytime where you're having Harry look through Voldemort's eyes, I thought in the movies was like if I was picturing it, that's what I would picture.
Just
Like
the-
when
The
he's a
scene
snake,
where
too?
where
Yeah,
he's the
yeah,
snake
yeah.
and then he attacks Arthur Weasley.
You know what was really weird though? At the end, when he's like, when Harry's laying on the ground and Voldemort's in front of him, and he's like seeing everything flash, like the weird scenery with Voldemort, and he's just like, and it's like,
Yeah.
like
the
open
one part,
fields and
the
shit.
one
It's
part
just
he like
what?
pops up and he's just like,
Yeah, yeah. It's just like
and it's so weird.
He's
But
like
that's
in a
like-
suit in a field.
that. Well, when he's in the suit at the train station, I actually really like. But when he's doing the whole like, you'll never know friends,
Yeah.
you know love, and it's just like Voldemort's just like, and it's just like background going by really fast. It just doesn't make any sense, and I never understood it.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I will say that I didn't enjoy.
There's
about that
another
movie.
thing. So the whole "gah" reminds me of when they're at like the Ministry of Magic and Cornelius. Is it Cornelius Fudge? Is that his?
It's the head of
Is he the minister at the time? And he just goes, "He's back." It just
said
like
that to him all the
makes me
time.
laugh every time, just because of how he like delivers
They
the
don't make-
line.
So speaking, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say you hate him as a character too.
Oh,
like,
in the books.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fudge
he's,
sucks.
oh
Dude,
God,
he's
he's the
awful.
worst.
Fudge sucks, but I hate.
No, Fudge is delicious,
Rufus.
but
Richmore,
Rufus.
whatever the hell his name is.
I actually
hate him too.
I liked it. It's the 6th book, or is it the 7th book, when he shows up to the barrow,
it's the seventh. It's the beginning
He
of the
shows up
seventh.
and does
Because
Dumbledore's
he
will.
gives them all the things.
and he's like
Yeah.
saying he's like saying to Harry, like, just come out and say like things are fine, whatever. And Harry's like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. And that's just like dude, fuck you.
Oh, you know what I thought was? I guess because they split into two movies, I thought it was weird in the 7th book. They spend so much time trying to destroy one Horcrux.
Oh my god, yeah.
And then like the last 3, they're like, oh yeah, Hermione broke that one, and then yeah,
Ron looked at that one
Neville
funny.
killed the snake.
Yeah,
well,
but
it's because they figured out how to do it.
Ron
What
looked
I
at that
didn't
one
realize-
funny and it fell apart.
And that makes them. If I sorry,
Yeah, no, go ahead. No, you guys are talking.
if I was learning how to do something and you have no instruction, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, you're going to take the longest to
yeah.
figure out
And
how
it
to do
makes-
it.
it makes sense.
I just thought it was weird because I just realizing it was split into two
No,
movies.
it's
the
funny.
first
And then
movie
the-
is basically them
that's how
trying to
books
break the
say.
lie.
I will say they figure out the basilisk thing really fast. Where
Yeah.
I would have never put that
The
together.
Ron
Hermione's just
talking-
like, oh yeah, it absorbs
yeah,
what it kills.
his
whatever.
fang's fine.
Ron
whatever.
talking parcel tongue, that bothered me. Because like even in the book he does it.
And then he just goes, Harry talks in his sleep.
Harry talks in his
Yeah.
sleep, and I was like, come on, are you serious? It was funny though.
Did you know that Harry only kills one Horcrux? Like I'm thinking in my head, like
Well, no,
I didn't
I actually
realize
think
that.
that's really cool. Is that
Everybody
nobody
else gets
kills
one.
more than one?
Is he only Voldemort?
No, he
No, not Voldemort. No, yeah, it doesn't make any
Voldemort
sense.
kills
Voldemort
Harry,
kills
which
him, so
kills-
that's
he
the
kills
one.
he kills the diary.
He does
Neville
the diary,
kills-
and
No,
that's
he does
it.
the diary.
That's it.
Yeah, Neville
it.
kills the snake. Hermione kills
Dumbledore does the ring.
diadem, I think, or the cup or something.
Dumbledore
kills
does the ring. So it's ring.
Ron
book,
kills. No, Ron hits the locket
yeah.
the locket.
So then Hermione
Hermione
has to
gets
do the
the cup.
diadem.
or the cup.
Who does the diadem?
No, Harry does the diadem because then he stabs it and then he kicks it back.
Yeah, so he
into the
kills.
room
That's
required.
two
He
for
does too.
Harry. It's
And then
two
he
for
kills
Harry.
Voldemort.
So I actually like that. I like
Voldemort's
that.
not- that's-
I like
that's
that.
insane.
Like
It's
a
not
lot
really
of different
Horcrux that
characters
did it.
each destroy Horcrux.
Because it's like
I
a
think it's
group.
cool.
It's a group. That's why,
I
like
really
that's
like that.
that's why I like Order of the Phoenix, because it's when they become like a larger group that actually matters.
I didn't understand why Dumbledore got cursed until I read the book. But he put it on because he wanted to see his sister.
Yeah,
Is it
they
the
don't.
resurrection stone?
In the movie, it's just like, yeah, I touched this, and now my hand is falling
Yeah.
apart.
So
When I first
so you-
watched the movie, I thought he didn't know it was a Horcrux. That's why it cursed him.
so you know, like that whole thing that you like when you tell a story, it's like it's the plot.
Yeah.
They just leave it out of the 6 movie.
It's like, oh, hey, you know this Marauders map? Yeah, it's just here.
Yeah, we're just
Yeah.
gonna, we're just gonna
we're gonna tell
recall
you
that
one.
from the.
I
third
also
movie.
very much. I don't know if I don't think they got it right or they got it wrong, but when they go to get the locket, the fake locket, Harry and Dumbledore, that whole scene just like, I don't know how I feel about it. When Dumbledore's
It's-
drinking the stuff and he's like yelling at Harry, and it's just like I just don't know how I feel about it.
Are you talking about like book and movie, or just the scene in general?
The scene in the film, like I think that they
It's uncomfortable.
It's
I think they
kinda-
kind of got like I
it's
feel like they got it
kinda-
right. I just don't know
yeah.
that I like it. I
No,
think that's the
it's
problem.
super uncomfortable.
Well, that's the point. That's what he's.
I
doing. He's
know,
making-
but it's just like the whole scene, and then it's just like in the water, like I don't know. There's something about that scene I just don't like. I don't know what it is.
I just
I don't know
finished
how to
reading
describe
that, and
it.
they're kind of dead on with it.
I know that's what I'm saying. Like they
Yeah.
got it right,
It's just
but it
super
doesn't make me as
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable reading it. I think it's just because like
Oh, that's
You don't
another
gotta
thing.
see
In the-
his
I don't
It's
have to.
good
Yeah, I
acting,
don't.
yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what it
That's
is.
another thing. In the movies, they don't explain that creature's the one that helped swap out the fake locket.
Yeah, creature's very important.
He's very important. I didn't realize
They
that.
like allude to that in the movies though.
They don't really come out and say.
But
it.
they it's not.
if you're
like
an
a
idiot
big
like me,
deal.
you're not paying attention. It's gonna go right over your head.
Well, it'll
It's
happen.
like, why is this house elf not cleaning? What's going on? Get back to work.
Like the work, you peasant.
Scumbag.
That's fucking.
You need dirty rags.
So a character that
Dobby over here has 6
that-
socks.
a character that should have died that didn't die, and a character that should not have died.
Did Umbridge die?
Umbridge did not
She
die.
should have
She actually, they allude that she got raped.
She gets raped, so that's almost
Yeah.
like
By centaurs. What like the undercarriage? Is it human or is it horse?
It's horse
the
dick.
undercarriage.
Oh, well,
yeah,
then
she's
fuck
taking
her
horse
then.
dick. Yeah,
Fuck,
that's what I'm saying.
worse
Like
than
that's
dying.
worse than
Jesus.
death. She gets what she deserves.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
okay
what
with
about
that.
you? Character that should not have died.
Should not have died.
Dobby.
Dobby, of course. Yeah. Oh, is it Fred or George? Which one dies?
She regrets though. Fred.
don't
Fred
know.
dies.
I don't want him to die.
Fred's
It's one of the.
that
I get confused with the
Fred and
twins.
George collectively are my second favorite character.
I would say character. Yeah, they are so good in the books.
Yes.
Amazing.
They're
Also,
great.
the fact that both my favorite character of Lupin and Tonks dies.
That's what I was.
The
That's what I
fact
was
that
gonna
both
say.
of them die.
It's
And
fucked
that
It's
up.
too-
fucked up.
That too.
Makes it
They
work,
don't show you. They're just like, oh yeah, they died.
They show him.
And they have
each
a
other.
baby.
By the way,
Yeah.
Who shows up in Cursed Child?
Yes, they have
Briefly.
a child.
oh,
Briefly.
what I love about Fred and George, I forget which one gets his ear blown off, but they he immediately starts making
Saint-like?
jokes about
Yes.
it when
Yeah.
he wakes up.
How you feeling, Georgie?
Saint-like.
Come again?
Saint-like. I'm holy. I'm holy, Fred. You get it?
The whole wide world of ear-related humour, and you go for I'm holy.
That's what you would expect.
Yes.
From
That's why I
us.
love them.
What's that?
Do you have one, Shanks?
I just
What's-
I see the need to kill Hedwig, but then
Mine was going to be Lupin. I did not. I love
The
Lupin.
fact that they both are killed bothers
Yeah.
me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give that kid one parent.
Fuck that kid, I guess.
Well,
Is
she
that
needs
gonna be
she
the-
needed more for the sequel.
Is that going to be the new Harry Potter? That kid?
I don't know. They took the story of Albus and
Grindelwald.
Scorpius. No, Cursed Child.
I had to
Wow.
say it with the accent.
Well,
Yeah,
I've
you
always
said
said
that-
it's Grindelwald.
you-
Now
you
it's Grindelwald.
I
It's
like.
all
Yeah,
over.
say
where's
that
the
again,
Vigo?
Shanks. Can you say that?
Grindelwald.
Oh wow.
Well, isn't he from Germany? So
That's
it
my
would be
penis.
Grindelwald.
Yeah, I
That's
know,
my
but what-
penis.
No, he's from Russia.
Well, it's the same thing then.
When you say Grindelwald,
has a-
I
but
think
Johnny
of
Depp
Neville
has
and my
a
dick
British
gets hard.
When you talk about Neville and your dick getting hard, my dick gets hard.
Oh man, this episode's never seen the light of day.
So
Sucks too because it's pretty good up until this point.
yeah, a fun fact, a fun thing about Hogwarts. What holiday would you like to spend at Hogwarts?
It's gotta
Halloween.
be Halloween. Something that always happens on Halloween,
something
man.
that always
Halloween because I
Shit
want to go
always
to
goes
the I
down.
want to go to the ghost party.
But the food looks better at
birthday party.
Christmas. I'll give you
The
that.
castle looks better. at
The food
Christmas.
looks
Yeah.
better,
The
but I
food
just
looks
want to
really delicious at Christmas.
I just want to go to the ghost party because I feel like it would be
Yeah,
cool.
I don't want to get a fucking like troll in the bathroom, so I don't know that I want to
Troll
be.
in the dungeon. I thought you should know. Get out of here, Quarrel.
Mine would be Christmas time.
I think Christmas, yeah,
I
is
love
the
Christmas
move.
time.
I think you go to Hogsmeade.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't ever go to Hogsmeade when it's nice outside. It's always fucking
it's
snowing.
always snowy.
Oh, you know what I was concerned with? Do they just start drinking at like 14
Yeah.
in England?
Yeah, why not?
Shane, when'd you start drinking?
14.
The difference between Hogwarts and the Northeast Philly is that they just don't force you to do it in the woods.
They drink butterbeer instead.
Because
of
there's centaurs in the woods, so they go, here, we're gonna let you do it inside in this place.
So they never actually come out and say that butterbeer is alcoholic.
It gets you tipsy.
But you can tell by how they're acting in some scenes that
Yeah,
They allude
knocking
to it.
around.
Yeah, Hermione gets kind of
But in like in the same books where they start drinking butterbeer, they'll give them mead and they'll give them wine and stuff like that.
They do fire whiskey in the
fire
seventh.
whiskey
Yeah,
too.
they're all taking shots.
All right, so that's fair. So
So
I think one of my
Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling promotes underage drinking. Here it is.
Yeah.
I'm going to come out the hot take.
and
I'm
fan
all right
theories
with it,
says
though.
she doesn't have to write anymore.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
J.K. Rowling was 14 and drunk when
What
she
was it
decided
that
that Dumbledore was
She
gay.
saw a fan theory that said Dumbledore was gay, and she was like, "I like that.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna include that."
I don't
think
think
she's
so.
like, I'm not going to offend the internet.
I
And
don't think so, to be honest,
Carry on.
because I only found out about that in a bonus feature
I don't
on
have a
part
problem
2.
with it, but it just
She was
come
like,
out
she said
so
I've
much later.
I've always just pictured Dumbledore as gay, and to me it doesn't fucking matter because
It's
he's
it doesn't
fine.
make that-
It's
but
just
that-
weird that out of nowhere.
I think
that comes
that's
out.
the problem that the same thing that Shane's having is that like it doesn't fucking matter. So why
So
is
why
it
even
even
say
being
it?
discussed?
well, it's her character.
I know.
That's why she never made a big deal about it, but she just said because they were doing family trees and something, and she was just like, I just always seen Dumbledore as gay.
Did they ever explain why some wizards can live to be 150 and some don't?
I think it was because of the stone with
Well, no,
No,
he
but,
lived to
but
be like
Dumbledore.
700
But then
years
No,
old.
I know that, but he-
someone else
he
does
was a-
too.
I will
Who do
say-
they talk to in
I think
Godric's Hollow.
I think wizards just live longer.
Godric's
Bag
Hollow.
shot. Bethilda bag shot.
Yes, her. 'Cause
Yes.
she's like 100.
The Godric's Hollow
Also a
scene.
snake.
Big fan. Before
Dude, that snake scared
Yeah.
the shit
Yeah.
out of me.
that scares the shit out of me
That's a good-
too.
that's a good
one. That's a good
But
jump
at
scare.
the cemetery, very good scene.
Quick theory: Dumbledore, Voldemort, Harry, the three brothers. Okay, if they were to remake these films,
Which I don't like the idea of.
I
How-
don't
either.
Not for a while.
how
Only-
would you
no,
want to
only-
see it, or would you want to see it as a series?
I wouldn't want to film it. I would want it to be in like a Netflix series.
Yes.
Like-
my
like-
next
like
question was,
full on.
what would you
Because-
want to see as a series, and where would you want to see that series?
It would have to be Netflix because I want to binge it.
I want an HBO.
And
HBO has
so
a great
Netflix does it like so. Netflix did a good job with like series of unfortunate events where it was
Yeah.
very accurate to the source material. So I like Netflix. I think would get, but I think HBO would get it right because they get Game of Thrones right,
I
and they
think
kind of
they're gonna need more
do what
CGI
they
and
need to
turn
do.
it
Like they
better.
take the liberties, but it's the right liberties. My
Yeah,
issue
but if you're
with
saying CGI, you can look at Stranger Things.
I guess
like,
yeah.
a
my
lot of that
issue
is
with
I don't watch
any
Netflix, so you guys
any
don't know.
kind of remake is that I don't think you can recast it.
I don't want.
No, that
Yeah,
case
I
is
don't think that'd be
insane.
good.
I don't want these to be remade. I don't want this
I don't
to be
either.
a series. I don't want anything.
They're going to
I-
have
We-
to eventually, but it's not.
we
it should
had-
They're going to do it. I
we
just don't think it's a
had-
good idea.
It's when she's out of ideas.
I'd rather just
she's
reread the
dead.
books. I don't want it to be remade.
Yeah,
I
but
just-
It's going
they
to be.
don't make money. They don't make money for
And
reading
yeah.
books.
Here's the only way that I'll allow it is if you remake the movies and you completely reboot it or you reboot it as a series.
And Neville plays
you
every
have,
character.
you have to. Yeah, Neville play. No, Neville still plays Neville. You have to let Daniel Radcliffe has to be Dumbledore. Hermione needs to be McGonagall, and then Ron can be whoever Ron wants to be.
That's fair.
You have to give. You have to let them.
Ron is Mr. Weasley.
He could be Mr. Weasley. Or he could be like a Hagrid or something like that. And then Neville's Neville. Still. Just sexy Neville. Even
He's
as like
a 35-year-old man playing.
He's
a
much older than
10-year-old
that at that point. Hopefully he's like 70 playing a 10-year-old kid.
Okay.
Just six-pack
supposed to
abs.
remember something, but I can't remember.
Oh, fun fact about that. What he's not remembering, he's not wearing his robe.
Is that what
He's
it
just
is?
got a sweater on.
I thought it was his
That's
line.
what it is.
I thought it was his line. I thought he actually...
No, that's just. Oh yeah, he might have.
that was improv.
It's just improv.
That'd be the best improv ever.
Okay,
Oh my
so
God.
I would say HBO. Shanks.
Shane would argue with Stranger Things changes it, and I don't really watch Netflix that much, but it definitely needs to be a series.
Yeah, I think it would be good on HBO.
You can't do it.
I don't think they'd have a problem with
No.
CGI because I watch a lot of Netflix.
That's not my
like,
problem
originals.
with CGI.
Yeah.
It's going to be on Netflix
they get the
because
budget.
Warner Brothers owns the rights.
Yeah.
So Warner Brothers
Yeah,
owns
like I
HBO.
said,
I would say Netflix or HBO, either one. I think they would get it right.
Yeah. So if they did reboot it, pick one actor that you think should play one of the characters.
Alan Rickman. Oh wait,
All right, this podcast is over.
Well, I already said who
Well, you could get
my requirement.
the actor who played Joffrey. I think it would be perfect for Malfoy.
Yeah, but he's like old
because
now.
I fucking hate him so much.
Talking right now.
You gotta remember,
starting
they're 11.
to make it a little bit easier, to make it a little bit older. Goblet of Fire. Pick one of characters.
It's tough.
I want it to happen 20 years from now, and I want
Harry is Dumbledore.
I want Daniel Radcliffe to be Dumbledore, and I want Hermione to be McGonagall. Let Ron be Snape for all I care, but make them
Ron
important
can be Gilderoy.
characters. Yeah, he can be, but they should
Here,
be.
Ron, here's this one part.
Yeah, now you gotta let him be somebody that like carries in through all of them.
I don't.
And if the idea of the three of
Make
them
him Voldemort then at that
being
point. Just-
being teachers, because then it's almost like a nod to the idea that like they can teach like whoever these new the new cast, they can do all those things. So Ron should probably be Snape by that logic,
The
unless
Rock
he's
and
Hagrid.
Professor Quirrell.
Yes, I want Jason Statham as jacked Voldemort.
Yes, that works.
He doesn't even need a wand.
I'm trying to think.
He doesn't have to shave his head. He's already bald.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
had to pick a Harry for now. Taron Egerton would probably make his way somewhere into the field of characters.
He could be like a Gilderoy or like a Lupin or something like that.
Yeah, he'd be good.
Who's your Sirius is your favorite? Who would you cast as Sirius Black?
I don't know, man.
Look at the
I'm
tears.
trying to think. Like, I'm kind of blanking on actors. Let's see.
British.
Robert Downey Jr.
See, I was gonna say they can be Johnny Depp just pretending he's British like he always does.
Yeah. Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr.
Black.
is Sirius Black.
Yep.
Just cocky Robert Downey Jr.
Sirius is cocky.
Yeah, he's pretty
Yeah,
cocky.
you're right. Shanks.
Fucking nailed that
What
one.
for? What character?
Just whatever
Whatever
character,
you want.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
It can't be Neville as Neville though, because we already established that has.
I'm
that.
trying to think of like an elderly like woman that I would just want to be McGonagall. Because that's the only thing I can think of. Like,
Betty White.
Yeah, like yeah, she's the actual age of McGonagall of 112.
Sassy Betty White. Unless you're in one of the new movies, and then
It doesn't make
McGonagall's
any
age
sense.
doesn't matter.
And their clothing doesn't add up, and nothing adds up.
Nothing matters.
I enjoyed Crimes of Grindelwald if it didn't fuck up the canon.
I just had something I was gonna say about Crimes of Grindelwald, like a good thing, and I just completely forgot.
Can we just end this by trashing Crimes of Grindelwald?
Because I can't
it,
trash it.
man. Because it's not that bad of a movie.
And you just don't know what's going on.
And also
you're
Crimes-
not used to
I
that.
thought it was extremely slow.
Once this, it's all over the place. It's fast. It's slow.
Crimes of Grindelwald is like any Star Wars movie. Like
It's got a bad middle.
you
though.
don't
It doesn't have a
even the
plateau,
the
like-
bad Star Wars movies you don't like, but they're still Star Wars movies.
Like-
Jar
so
Jar
they're
Binks is
not that
great.
bad.
Yeah.
Like one of the main.
Somebody's gonna
takeaways-
murder you for saying that.
One of the main.
Someone's gonna break
Fuck
into
you,
your
Shanks.
house while you're asleep.
One of the
for
main
saying
takeaways, like the main why I liked Fantastic Beasts, like I didn't hate it. Jude Law, Johnny
Crimes
Depp.
of Grindelwald.
Yes, Crimes of
I
Grindelwald.
like the first one.
Yeah, I like
I
the
do
first
like
one.
I
a
think
lot.
Jude Law crushes young Dumbledore. I don't like Johnny Depp in general.
I think they need to bring
I like
more
Johnny Depp.
like, because Harry Potter brings you in because you think that
But
there's
they
a
need to-
possibility you could
yeah.
go to that school. Like it's a hidden thing.
Well, a kid. I'm all right with
Kind of like that, but I'm
experiencing
saying
the
like they
adult
should show.
stuff.
They don't show the American like.
I think I
school
would
at
have
all.
liked Colin
Also, it was
Farrell
called-
staying as Grindelwald.
Also,
Just,
it was,
like,
yeah,
change his
that would have been.
appearance.
I loved him in the first
I
one.
like I like him a lot.
The thing they fucked up. They call it the American Ministry of Magic when in the first one they spent a whole time talking about MACUSA, the Magical
Yeah.
Association of Congress of the United States or whatever. It's like why just get lazy with it?
It's
if you
easy-
just
it's easy to say.
you made this whole thing up.
I think the films are lazy. Like the new ones are lazy.
What are the houses anyway? Chumbawamba and what
Yeah,
was the other one?
Thunderbird and
I'm
Karma
Thunderbird.
Chameleon. And,
I'm Thunderbird. A sweet bowling alley where you can bring your own
What's the
beer.
Indian one?
It's Chumbawamba now because you said it. And
Yeah, I get knocked down, man.
Shane, one actor.
I've been thinking, man. I can't think of one.
I don't even know any actors.
I'm gonna start spitting out ridiculous actors and ridiculous roles when
Do it.
when this comes back to me. So
Felch.
Hagrid, I want Danny DeVito playing Hagrid.
Oh, I love that.
I'll run through a bunch of them right
No,
now.
just like Peter Dinklage in Infinity War. I love
Yeah,
the
the
thought
big-
of a tiny man being like a giant.
Yes, Danny DeVito is Hagrid. Who do I want as Filch?
Who's the grossest actor you know?
Like just a disgusting human being.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Roseanne.
Roseanne Barrs is actually
Hagrid, John Goodman,
I thought that, but
that would be good. I like John Goodman a lot.
Steve Buscemi.
That's
Filch.
Filch.
Oh my God, that's
perfect.
absolutely
Perfect.
And David Dan Radcliffe and Buscemi have that show now, so there's a connection anyway.
Yes.
Perfect.
You know who should probably be in this Harry Potter series again? David Tennant. He was young Barty Crouch.
Yeah.
He would probably get thrown
All right,
back
got
in
one.
there.
Professor Flitwick is Henry Winkler.
I'm all right with that, man.
I want Henry Winkler to be Dumbledore.
I want him to
Fuck
be
it.
my dad.
Dude, that'd be great.
Dude's the man.
Henry Winkler's the man. The Fonz. All right,
This is too much
Well, I
fun.
got another one now. If Neville had to be recast, he's too old now, but I just love Bill Hader just to be playing a little kid.
Bill Hader, Snape.
Oh,
I'll take that.
that's even better. I like that.
Who's your Malfoy? Who's like the you said Joffrey is Malfoy, which makes sense.
I'd make it Tommen because Tommen's a little. I hated Tommen too.
Tommen sucks. I'm so happy it jumped
Exactly.
out a window.
But Malfoy, you start to feel bad for him.
Yeah, so all right.
That's true.
We
Is
need
he
to
a
get
werewolf?
No.
Okay.
Are you a werewolf?
You
Oh, that was
fucking
quick.
idiot.
No,
I'm kidding.
No,
I'm kidding.
I'm like, there's legit things going around saying that like he might be a werewolf because his dad fucked up and he's like, yeah, punishment. I'm gonna fucking make your kid a werewolf. He's like, Lucius, you
Is
fucking
Dumbledore a
prick."
vampire? No. Oh, okay. whatever.
Okay, yeah, whatever.
What if that was it? I'm like, is he a werewolf? He's like,
What if
no.
that
I'm
was
like,
the
"All
whole?
right, stop it."
What
Next thing.
if that was the whole podcast? Is you asking, is he a werewolf? No. All right. Next time on previously recorded, we'll be talking about.
Kevin Kline as Dumbledore.
I like Kevin Kline a lot.
I feel like
I'm alright with that.
Kurt Russell gets brought up so many times in this
Who's the-
podcast.
who's
We
Gilderoy
gotta think of something
Lockhart.
good for him.
Gilderoy Lockhart.
Who's the kid from Stranger Things? Like he could do
Finn Wolfhard?
Harry. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'd be
sure.
okay with that.
Sure.
Either Harry
And
or
then
Ron.
Dustin would be Ron.
And
Dustin
11,
would
11 would be Hermione.
So what you're saying is we need
We're
Harry
gonna
Potter
take
with
Stranger
the Stranger Things
Things.
cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, just redo
So
it.
then,
yeah.
David
by that-
Harbour. Who the hell's David Harbour? then?
David
I'm
Harbour
so on board.
is Hagrid.
Nah.
No, he's Mad Eye.
David Harbour could be.
Yeah.
I'm
Mad
so
Eye.
on board with this.
Who?
see
All
that.
right.
Netflix, if you're listening.
Yeah. Winona Ryder is.
Trelawney.
She's probably
she'd be good Trelawney.
McGonagall.
Give me a place for Chris Pratt. Lockhart.
Oh, he's a Lockhart for sure. Or
He's rock hard.
he makes me rock
Jesus.
hard for sure.
Talk about Neville again.
Yeah, Jesus.
Oh,
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt. Like Chris Pratt now, or like Chris Pratt from Parks and Rec, where he's fat.
No,
Chris
now.
Pratt. Lucius Malfoy. Just being a dick.
I could see him as a dick.
I can see him as a dick.
I could see his dick.
I can.
I can imagine it. It's got a freckle.
I'm trying to think of like old guys.
Yeah.
Tormund is Mr. Weasley.
Yeah, with or without the beard.
With it.
Who's
Of course.
Or Bill.
Yo,
Make him Bill.
Hodor as
Hagrid? Who are your George and Fred? That should be like a
Kid is just
Bill
Armie
Bill
Hammer.
Hader as both.
I would like that.
Bill Hader.
Bill Hader. Bill Hader is every Weasley.
Who's Bellatrix?
Oh my god. I would love Bill Hader just.
Winona Ryder might be better as Bellatrix
Yeah, she
than
probably would be.
Winona Ryder
like an
as
emotional
Bellatrix.
wreck.
Yeah, it's just fucking crazy. All right, so now
Lady Gaga.
we've gone through a bunch. Lady Gaga could be Bellatrix. Who's your Voldemort? So Ralph Fiennes crushes it.
He does crush
But
it.
who's your Voldemort?
The guy who played in Shazam, the bad guy.
Savannah.
Yeah, but I think his name's Mark Strong.
I don't know his name. He's for those of you who've not seen Shazam because we literally just saw it. He's
Early
Merlin.
access.
He's Merlin from
He did a
Kingsman.
really good job.
He's also
The bald
in,
guy from
He's
Kingsman.
also in Green Lantern.
Tom Hiddleston as Voldemort.
I think that'd be a good one.
Fuck me
I
up.
could see him as Snape too.
Tom Hiddleston is pretty much
Tom
anyone.
Hiddleston
Anyone,
as
yeah.
the entire cast.
Yes, Tom Hiddleston goes to every one man show. Tom Hiddleston on Broadway.
It's not cut together. It's like him and then like he'll run and like put it
Yeah,
in
and
wiggle.
change outfits.
Anthony Anthony
Mackie?
Hopkins as Dumbledore.
Ooh,
I'm alright
I
with
like
that.
that.
Yeah,
I'm alright
that's
with
it.
that. Wise
But he has
old
to go.
man. when Snape walks in after all this time.
I like these. Let's make it.
That's
let's
what
do
I'm
this.
saying.
All right, character not in the book, not in the movies, but in the books. Cast him because he's not in the movies. Like Peeves, Peeves would be like Jack Black.
Oh, Jack Black would be perfect as Peeves.
Annoying
I'm still
asshole.
made Winky's not in anything.
Good old Winky.
Because you can't really have a character named Winky on the big screen.
And she knew that.
Unless
She
you're
was-
watching Pornhub.
She was just toying with them.
Check out
I'm
Winky.
surprised. I'm mad. Charlie Weasley never got in the movies.
Yeah. He's only in the newspaper, I think, right?
I don't even think.
Is
about
Charlie the oldest?
that. Charlie's
Yeah.
the Charlie's
right?
the dragon guy.
And then
He's the dragon
Percy
guy.
is...
Percy.
Well, Charlie-
Bill,
Charlie,
and then
Bill, and Percy.
Okay.
And Percy's
Charlie
the
they
too.
mention in Goblet of Fire.
because he brought the.
Because he brought the dragon.
He's the
Yeah.
the dragon.
The,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah, he's not in the. I think he's in the end battle though.
He's in 2.
He's in 2.
He's in 2. He's the one that remember Harry gets the egg and he's hiding the dragon.
Oh yeah.
And they gotta sneak it up to
That's
the
right.
castle.
Who,
And Draco,
but then-
Dale
But
get
then I
detention.
think he's in the Battle of Hogwarts, in the final book.
He might be.
I'm pretty sure.
And
he
then
is.
Bill marries Fleur Delacour, or
Yes.
Percy marries.
No, that's Bill.
Bill does.
I just want to
Lily
say, I thought
James
Fleur would be
is
a lot
Fleur.
more hotter.
Yeah, I agree. I was actually
That
going to say the
makes me
same
really
thing.
angry.
Fleur Delacour should have
Put
been
Blake Lively in that
super hot.
shit.
Yeah, even it can be trashy. I'm a slut from the town. Blake Lively. That's my follow-up listeners. My favorite Blake Lively. We've discussed this
Every
before.
time Blake Lively comes up, you talk about how she was crack
Shit,
whore
she's
in the
super
town.
hot as a crack whore in the town. If you don't agree with me, then go fuck yourself, Miles Teller. Who can we cast Miles Teller as?
I was just gonna say that Draco Malfoy.
Creature.
He has to. He has to be someone useless. Like Seamus Finnegan or something. He doesn't do shit.
Crab or
Shia
Goyle.
LaBeouf.
That's
Can we have Miles
Muggle.
Teller and
That's
Shia LaBeouf as Crab and
that's
Goyle?
Muggle.
Shia LaBeouf and Miles Teller are Crab and Goyle. Just yelling inspirational stuff at Drake. Do it!
So Samuel L. Jackson has to make his way into this, right?
Well, he's in every other
He's
movie.
Black Dumbledore.
He's Black Dumbledore. Doesn't have a beard. Just
These
has to
motherfucking
go
Horcruxes.
No. Oh shit. What's his name? The
Oh, Kingsley?
Kingsley. He's Kingsley.
Kingsley Shacklebolt.
You may not like him, Minister, but you can't deny Dumbledore's got style.
Yep.
He's like, the Prime Minister's
No.
fucking dead.
Fuck you guys. The only black guy in the movies, you just recasted the only black guy we mentioned as.
Dean Thomas was the other one.
Yeah, Dean Thomas. is
That's
the
what
black
they were
guy.
like. The one podcast I listened to, it was just like, yeah, the Harry Potter books don't do a good job
Yeah.
of diversity.
You legitimately just went, yeah, Samuel Jackson. Who's the black guy? Yeah, make him that guy again.
Cho Chang.
Yeah. All right, so who's Cho Chang?
Lucy
Liu? Yeah, exactly.
God's unanimous. All right, we're good.
So Hermione's black in the play,
Yeah, they never specified.
but I don't know like a younger black actress who I would cast for Hermione. I don't know who this girl was. The girl who played
Shazam.
in Shazam, yeah.
Yeah, but she's older.
I know.
Oh, the little girl.
Not the little girl when she grows up. I feel like because she acted like a child, so I think
Yeah.
it fucked with my head.
Karen Gillian needs to make her way into the movie. She could play Madame Rosmerta.
Is that the girl from Jumanji?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
Nebula.
She's very attractive.
Can we just have the whole Jumanji cast? So we have The
I
Rock
already mentioned Jack Black.
and Jack Black. Who would you say The Rock
Who's
was?
the Rock be?
You
said
said somebody.
Quirrell.
Quirrell, yeah. The Rock is Professor Quirrell.
Potter.
He would
He's
look
just
so
jacked.
out of place.
I know.
I feel like
Got
he
the
should
thing
be
on his back.
Kingsley.
That's why
instead.
do you ever notice
The
there's
Rock could be
no-
Kingsley?
There's no muscular people in the Wizarding World.
Rock could
Yeah,
be Kingsley.
Have
You know,
ever
why
been
do
to
you
England?
need it?
Because what
Kevin Hart as a Gringotts worker.
of
Kevin
course
Hart-
Kevin Hart would weasel himself into this.
Yeah, Kevin Hart as not funny but trying to be funny Dobby.
I would.
Oh, you gave me a sock. That's awesome. Yeah, I like a sock. I'll take a sock.
Liam Neeson Snape.
I was thinking
Killing
Liam
everybody.
Neeson should be somewhere in there.
Like I was
He's-
like, do you ever hear he's like, yeah, I'm done doing like action killing movies.
Yeah, well,
It's
he's like 65.
I know. Well, guess what happened? Guess what
You
came
still
next?
beat your fucking
3
ass.
action killing movies. Just like Daniel Craig was like, I'm done doing James Bond movies.
But have you seen
Dude,
Taken,
that
where he
girl
just karate chops
is
everyone?
completely-
Did you know that Trelawney goes, she won't sit down. Remember in the book, she won't sit down because it's at a table of 13. Because the first one gets up, dies.
Yeah.
So at the Order of the Phoenix, there's 13, and Sirius is the first one to get up.
Yes.
Trelawney's a big
She's. I like her. She's crazy.
like Emma Thompson's a big role. Like that's a big actress to play like a smaller role.
Well, she means she's cast the prophecy.
Who's your
Sure did.
who's your Trelawney? Do we say that?
Yeah, I said someone. Gaga. Make it Gaga.
Yeah, you said Winona Ryder.
Yeah, make it Gaga.
But I think Gaga's better as Trelawney.
Yeah, 'cause we
Winona
said
Ryder's
Winona
better as
Ryder,
Bellatrix. Yeah.
But she would have to look how she does in Edward Scissorhands with like the frizzy, like ridiculous hair.
I'm alright with that. And then Ron Jeremy plays the
He's
snake.
a sort of Gryffindor.
I was going with Nagini, but I like Sword of Gryffindor better.
The voice of Nagini or him? He's just like
Yes.
slithering on the ground.
The answer you said you gave me 2 options. The answer is yes.
All right, give me your Peter Pettigrew.
Peter Pettigrew.
I feel like that should be Ron Jeremy.
Yes, I'm all right with that.
Perfect.
Peter Pettigrew probably is Ron Jeremy.
Instead of taking his hand, he takes his dick.
And we're now casting the porn version of this. Peter Pettigrew's gotta be like a super like
gross
guy. Yeah.
Oh, just a slimy.
Like I like the
disgusting-
fact that he's like fat. In
The other guy from Tenacious D, not Jack Black.
Kyle Glass.
I like it.
Can can they be Voldemort and Peter Pettigrew? Jack Black and Kyle Glass? And they just turn things into like songs. Like, a slippity-doo!
All right, so what do we want to do for this giveaway?
That's how. All right, so I think that we should cast.
Cast for this?
Recast.
All right.
Who
I
are
like
you
that. I like
recasting? The best
Whoever,
cast.
So whoever has the best, or whoever we think is the funniest.
The best is the funniest.
The best is the
actually.
funniest.
Yeah.
Either
That's what it
one.
always is. All right, so I'm going to put out on Twitter the way to win this Harry Potter giveaway. Any unanswered questions from the Harry Potter series that you want answered? Then maybe we can get an answer out of
It's not an
talking.
answer situation. It's not a question and answer, but I don't like that Harry breaks the Elder Wand. I understand why he does it. In the movie, he does.
The movie he does.
And
In
I
the
don't like
book,
that.
he uses it to fix his old one and then buries it back with Dumbledore.
I know.
Right?
Yes.
I think that. Yeah, that sounds
Is
right.
that how
to me.
you
Because
just
it's
finished
he
it?
says he wants to go back to the original.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I don't like that in the movie, so I want to know why.
They broke it?
Yeah,
I
why?
guess they're just...
I understand
let
why,
them
but
do
it's
it.
just like if you want this to be a thing, which clearly they do, because they continue to make movies that don't make sense, keep the Elder Wand, because that's something that's going to cause problems.
I mean, the Elder Wand's back because they go back in time. Like they're
Yeah, well,
forward.
back,
I'm
yeah,
saying,
in
let's say they go
reverse
forward.
time, saying if they ever
Well,
want
I'm
to
actually
go
okay
forward
with that because I don't want any movies after Harry. Like I don't want to Cursed Child. I like
Cursed
to
Child
play.
makes sense.
I like to play. Some people have said it reads like a fan fiction.
It does
Okay.
read like a fan fiction.
I
If
enjoyed
you
it, though.
haven't seen The Cursed Child,
Which me and Bob have been lucky enough to go see. It.
extremely well done, almost like mind-bogglingly well done.
We got the original
Not even the cast wise. We did have the original cast, which was awesome.
Jamie Parker
but
was fantastic as Harry.
the like effects that they managed to do for a stage production are unbelievable.
awesome.
And that's as much as I can pretty much say because they ask you to keep the secret.
Yes, they do. So this is the first Harry Potter episode, and it will definitely not be the last. If you guys, we got the crossover coming up with Harry Potter and the Half Drunk podcast. Check it out; they are fun. If you like Harry Potter, you'll enjoy their episodes. Shanks,
Probably a character ranking, and then
There'll be a character
we could
ranking.
probably do an entire episode of us recasting the film,
recasting the film,
which we just did a half hour.
ranking the books, ranking
Now
the
that I know
movies.
this is a thing, I'm gonna like put some research into it. I think this could be hilarious.
Yes, I want.
We could do that for anything.
I want to
yeah.
do people that would fit, but then also people that would be
don't fit
hilarious
at all.
in that
Yes.
role. They're so bad that it would be good in that role.
I
Like
want
Jack Black as Voldemort.
I want Rob Lowe as Dumbledore.
That is literally
Yeah.
the best spell I've ever seen.
I
Like, 'cause-
literally have the best wand ever.
Like
William Shatner.
William Shatner as Voldemort.
so, like Rob Lowe.
Die, Harry.
No, William Shatner as Gilderoy Lockhart.
All right, we're getting back
being
into this. We can't do this again.
All right, Shanks. Thoughts of being on the podcast?
Of course.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah?
I had a good time.
All right, good, man. Thanks for listening. Remember to hit subscribe, rate our podcast, and let us know how we're doing. It really helps, guys. You're the best. All right, thanks for listening.